Here we go. That's a good fast start with a lot of wheel spin and some Scottish mist. Down to the first corner.
Oh, look at the wing mirror forms. Nobody behind me.
It's good highway code set.
No. And across the zebra, very fast. That's probably a bit too fast in there.
That was bad.
It is the understeer. You've got to kill that understeer by being slower to go faster. Yeah, look at that. That's a very good hammerhead.
Pretty good. Speed up!
It does look slower on the telly than it is.
Get right out to the edge, like you tell you. Third gear, come on!
Fourth through there. Yes, that's good. That's a good line.
It's good, I made the camera wobble.
That's a bit quite pedestrian, actually,
That's
through
very
there.
slow.
Right, here we go, round Gambon. Faster, there we go, and across the line.
Haven't watched Doctor Who since I was a small boy, and I didn't understand it even then. But I'm told the current series is in trouble, with viewing figures in freefall. Angry fans say it's littered with ham-fisted attempts to ram lefty dogma down our throats, and if you look at the storylines, it seems they do have a point. The Doctor has witnessed a man giving birth and has visited a civil rights activist in Alabama in the 1950s. It's not so much exterminate, exterminate, exterminate as indoctrinate, indoctrinate, indoctrinate. Next up, I should imagine, the TARDIS will be serviced free of charge by a nice beardy man named Jeremy Corbyn. The BBC really is having a hard time with being neutral these days. I heard one of its news reporters this week explaining that fat cat businessmen who pay themselves too much should think twice. He may have a point. It may be something many people agree with, but his job is to report the news, not give us his opinion on it. We get this constantly these days. Every time they mention Donald Trump, you can actually hear them swallowing their own sick. There is a palpable sense that they hate him, and an assumption that you do too. This may be correct. It's hard to find a Trump fan on this side of the Atlantic, but it's not the BBC's job to reflect this. Naturally, the BBC has embraced the #MeToo movement and, keen to show off its pioneering spirit, is now only giving frontline jobs to women. Bravely, Nick Robinson auditioned this week to be the host of Question Time, but there is literally no way in hell he'll get the gig. It'll go to a woman, same as the BBC Two Breakfast Show and the Drive Time Show, and indeed the role of Doctor Who. Back in the summer, a BBC chief actually said that the days of middle-aged white men standing on hills telling the viewers things are over. On that basis, there will be no more Attenborough. Maybe that's why his next series is being made by Netflix. I watched a BBC film this week. It's called Denial. It has a stellar cast, and the storyline is this. The Holocaust did happen. I'm aware that there are 3 or maybe 4 people in the world who think it didn't. But making a whole film to prove them wrong seems silly. It'd be like making a film to show everyone that the world is round. But even though we know about the Holocaust, the hero of the piece, Rachel Weisz, becomes increasingly shrill throughout the movie, shrieking over and over again about how the gas chambers were real. We know, love, calm down. After about 50 minutes, I decided to pitch the BBC a film that proves once and for all that pigeons definitely have wings. But then I was distracted because Rachel was in the middle of a speech about all of the other things that are undeniable. I waited for a moment because I knew it was coming, and yes, there it was, global warming. I spent many happy years at the BBC and made many friends. I like it. I think it's a valuable institution. But there is absolutely no doubt these days it's been hijacked by people who wouldn't know the concept of unbiased, even if it leapt out of a hedge in a pirate costume and bit their foot.
That bombshell. It's time to end. See you next week. Thanks for watching. Take care.
Now, on BBC One, a brand new look to launch the early evening lineup. At 7 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, drama with the EastEnders. On Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, the live and lively entertainment is provided by Terry Wogan.